Welcome back, everybody, to the Scaling Your Email Agency series. It's almost been a month since we started this series, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for your support. I've been getting amazing feedback, comments from you guys and how much you guys love the videos. So again, I want to thank you guys, and I want to continue making these videos, but I just want to, before we even start the video on pricing today, I wanted to thank you guys. Your guys' comments and feedback is what keeps me going and makes me want to make these videos. Again, appreciate you guys. We're going to have so many more of these videos, and yeah, let's just get onto the topic of today, which is pricing. One of the most important parts about scaling your email agency or just your agency in general, I get asked all the time by people, Splash, what should I charge for my services? When it comes to this topic of pricing, there's a lot that's involved in it, right? Today, we're going to talk about what you should charge. We'll also talk about the different types of pricing that you can, offer when it comes to email agency, copywriting, or agency services in general. And also towards the end, I want to talk about how you can eventually charge more for your services as well, and actually raise your prices, but do it accordingly and in a way where it makes sense for you and the client, and it's a win-win situation. But let's start with the beginning about what you should charge for your service. What you should charge for your service will always depend on your skill level and your confidence, right? Because I can go right now tell you to go charge $3,500 for your services, but if you don't believe that your services are worth $3,500, one, you're not going to be able to charge that, and two, you're not going to be able to reflect when you are on the sales call. Like, let's say you're on a call with someone and you tell them, yes, my services are $3,500. If you don't believe that, and you're not confident enough and you're not skilled enough, the prospect's going to pick up on that and they're not going to agree to it, right? So your pricing is directly proportionate to how confident you are in yourself and your skill level. If you want to charge $2,000, you got to get your belief system up to the $2,000 level and your skill to that level. And sometimes a lot of you guys are just missing the mindset, the confidence part of things, right? Some of you already have the skill that's worth, the X amount. And I always say this to copywriters, there's so many talented people that just charge so less just because they're hungry for clients, right? So sometimes it's not even just like the skill level thing, it's the confidence thing. And for you, you might have to change how you look at it. And I'll show you the perfect story. I want to share the story of my boy Ari Sherson. He's a YouTuber, e-com YouTuber. Me and him had a call back in 2018. And Ari, if you're watching, listen, I'm sorry I'm using you as an example to make a point here, but you're a legend and I super enjoyed working with you. Back in the days, I used to charge $2,000 for email setup and pretty much do everything, right? Flow setup, whatever. This one time though, before I got on a call with Ari, my friend Alex called me and he was telling me, you're about to get on a sales call. Why don't you just pitch him $3,000 instead of $2,000? Say it with confidence. The worst he can say is no. And if he does say no, just go back to $2,500 or $2,000. And I was like, bet, sounds good. Got on the sales call. We called up, talked about the emails. And when it came to pricing, with confidence, I said, okay, and it's going to be $3,000. And then Ari goes, oh, perfect. Sounds good. Send me the invoice and I'll get it cleared. And I was like, wow, I just made an extra $1,000 because I confidently asked for it. And you got to understand, guys, there are some people at the same skill level as you right now, but they get paid more just because they believe they're worth that amount. To even begin with, again, you got to get your confidence level up and you got to believe that you are worth what you're charging, right? So if you want to charge $5,000, you got to truly believe that you are worth $5,000. Now let's talk about how do you even get your confidence and your mindset to that level where you believe and you have conviction that you're worth that much. You can't just do it out of nowhere. You can't just do it out of thin air. That's called delusion, right? You need to do it through proof. What does that look like? Putting in the work. Once you put in the work and you're practicing on your skill, you are proving to yourself that, I've actually put in the time and effort to learn, get better, optimize, so I know I'm worth this amount. That's number one. Number two would be your case studies, right? Results. It wasn't until a year into my email journey is when I really truly started to feel really confident in myself. And that was because of this one result I got from my client where I literally just crushed it for them, right? Made them multi six figures in emails. When in the past, I had a little bit of an imposter syndrome, and we'll talk about that in a second. But until that happened, guys, I would just charge people $3,000. And again, not say it with confidence. I know I could get results. I knew I was skilled, but still in the back of my mind, I wasn't 100% with myself. And for you guys, again, just like me, you need to get to the 100% through putting in the work and getting results. And quick note on the imposter syndrome. Everyone goes through it. Like I said, I went through it as well, especially in the beginning for me as well. First couple of months, I felt like someone's going to call me out. They're going to know, I'm not actually an email expert. I'm just acting it's literally your mind eating you with negative thoughts. And again, not until I got results from my friends, until I felt that feeling of you know what? No, I can really do this. And not only can I do this, I can do this very, very well. To work on my imposter syndrome and to raise my prices, again, same thing. Gotta gain the confidence by putting in the work, and gotta gain the confidence by getting results. And another thing I would say as well is surrounding yourself with people that are used to higher amounts, right? Growing up, guys, like you got to understand where I'm from, where I grew up, you know, even like 5,000, 10,000, that's a lot of money, right? Like to even earn $10,000 a month is just crazy. But also fast forward, I'm around a lot of entrepreneurs and they believe that $10,000 a month is not that much. The anchoring, because of the anchoring, like, you know, how I view money changed, right? So to me, before, when I first started, I couldn't even fathom charging 4,000 because to me, 4,000 was like, whoa, that is a lot of money. Now, I've been around so many people, I've been to different trips, literally been around circles where they talk about $1 million like it's like 100K, right? So to me, charging 4,000, 5,000, no, it's very normal. It's, if anything, like I'm charging less because I know what's out there. I know what other people are charging. I know what I'm valued at, what I believe in, right? So again, to first decide what you're going to charge, it's going to be all up to your skill level and your confidence level. If you are talking to a prospect, whatever you think you are worth, right, that is what they're going to pay you. Because if you go above what you think you're worth, the prospect's going to pick up on it. And you never want to go below what you're worth anyway, right? So always get your skill and confidence to a level where you know that is your pricing. And if anything, you know you're undercharging. You know what I'm saying? Where if a prospect says no and they're like, that's too high, you'll be like, no, it's not. Like, I know I'm worth this much, right? So you have to get to that point. That will change and depend per person. But again, if you want to raise that, you need to raise your skill level and your confidence level. Now let's talk about the different types of pricing that exist for email agencies, right? First, we have the hourly, getting paid per hour. Then we got one-time fees, what I used to do. Then we got reoccurring, right? Like retainers, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 a month. And then last, we got rev share. Let's start with hourly. Hourly, honestly, I would, unless you're doing consulting, I would never do hourly. I would always charge a flat fee. You know, I don't see the benefits because at the end of the day, you're not getting paid for the amount of hours you worked. You're getting paid for your knowledge and the skill that you have. If you need an email, it doesn't matter how many hours I take to make that email. What matters is what's in that email and what that email does. So I would never recommend you doing hourly unless you're doing consulting. Now let's move on to the one-time fees. We actually still do a lot of one-time deals because one, it's good for cash flow for the agency. And second, some of those one-time deals do turn into retainers in the long run. Sometimes client might just need some campaigns. Client might just need some flows. They might just need us to come in and do something very cool, just a one-time thing. You're going to have some of these instances with the prospects you're talking about, and you should take these clients on because cash flow is always good. Plus, if you do really do good for them, they will eventually become a reoccurring and retainer client for you. Regardless, when I first started, I was just charging a one-time fee and that's it. I don't recommend you doing that. I always recommend, you know, no matter what you do, charge your one-time fee, but always try to get them on the retainer, get them on the full stack management. And talking about retainer, this is the pricing model that kind of we stick to because there's predictability. Let's talk about rev share real quick while we're at it. If anything, I'm the pioneer of rev share when it comes to email agencies, and I have my whole story behind how I am and, you know, why I know I'm the pioneer. The good thing about rev share is that your earning potential is very, very high. Bad thing about rev share is that the churn is very high as well, because at the end of the day, as a business owner, when you're looking at your balance sheet and you see that you paid your email marketer 20K of your profit just to write emails and you're doing it every month, it does get to you and you realize like, oh my God, like I am paying a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we still sometimes, worst of the worst case, will take rev share deals, but we try our best not to, just because rev share deals, they are a good foot in the door, especially when you're starting out, or even just, you know, it's a good, no, like risk reversal type deal for a lot of businesses where they're like, yo, listen, we only make money when we make you money. But a lot of the legit brands, corporate type clients, the clients that you probably want to work with, they will never agree to a rev share. And that's just a fact. Same as you are a business owner, right? They're a business owner as well. They want predictability. They want to know that their marketing expense for the month's going to be this, not maybe this or maybe that. Again, but with rev share, like I've had it where I've made $18,000, $20,000, heck, like $30,000. But again, the clients churned because eventually they're like, yo, I am paying you a lot. So what I even recommend if you do rev share is have a minimum threshold. So tell them, hey, listen, we're going to have a minimum threshold because I want to make sure I can cover my expenses, pay my team. But also let's have a cap because I also want to make sure it's fair to you. I don't want it to be a thing where you're paying us, you know, a huge percentage of your profit, but also I want to have a little incentive for us as well. So if we do really well for you, we get paid accordingly, right? And that I've seen that work well, better than just like a rev share deal with no cap. Because again, if they are going to be paying you a lot of money, they're going to get to a point where they're like, yo, I might just well bring this in-house. We've seen that a lot. Back to the retainer. Like, the reason I love retainers and the reason I had to move from a rev share model to a retainer model is because of predictability. Because with rev share, yes, I would get bigger checks, but also there's no predictability, right? I couldn't tell you at the beginning of the month how much I was going to make at the end of the month. If I don't have fixed income, but I have fixed expenses, it's a bit tough on the mind. I have to pay my employees, my softwares, my tools at the end of the month. But if I don't know how much I'm going to make that month, and if my business performance is based on my clients, I'm in a very vulnerable spot because, again, same in the past, some months profit margins would be very high because so many clients paid us. And then the next month, this client's ad account got banned. This client's payment processor got banned. This happened, that happened. And then we're back to low. If anything, I'm like breaking even or even losing money. I couldn't run a business like that where the predictability was not there. So I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just charge a flat retainer. Say, hey, listen, you're going to pay us this much amount. This is what comes with this pricing. We are confident in what we do. We've done, gotten results for our clients, but this is it. So I know, okay, I'm going to charge this client $3,500. The next 3 months, I know I'm going to get $3,500. There is no guesswork of, 1 month I might get 5, next month I might get 1, another month I might get 2. Like, that's not a fun way to run a business. If you've ever gone through what I'm talking about, you guys know exactly how it feels, right? Just having that inconsistency, that up and down, you don't want that. If you have fixed expenses, you want fixed income. So we move to a straight retainer model. We have different packages, different pricing points, and we go, okay, for this, we charge this much, this we charge this much, this we charge this much. You want priority support, here, extra $1,000 a month. You want extra revisions, X amount a month. I rather do that than the rev share deal. And out of all the pricing models, for me, charging a flat retainer has been the best, but we still have one-time deals because some clients just want 4 campaigns. Can you just come do our flows? Can you just come audit our segmentation, whatever. All those different pricing models, again, depending on when you are, it's all situation based. If you're just starting out and you have no clients and someone offers you hourly, you might just have to take it, right? If you're just starting out and they don't want to do retainer, they just want to even just start with one time and just see how you would work, that's fine. Just do it, right? Even with us, there was one time where one of my old clients came back to me and I was like, yo, bro, we don't really do rev shares no more. We just do retainers. And the guy's like, yo, listen, man, like, I can't even afford to pay you right now. Like, can we just still just do a rev share? Like, I think my store's going to crush. And I was like, sure, because of loyalty, I will do this for you. And guys, the next month we got paid $18,000. And I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So we still sometimes have the situations. And again, like I said, that client ended up having churning and he wanted to build in-house because he was paying us too much. And I feel like we could have still saved that client. We ended up charging him less, but we did what I told you guys for the next couple of months, which is we added a threshold. However, he still wanted to do it in-house. So, I didn't want to bother him. So there was that. But those are the different pricing when it comes to pricing your services for your email and copy services. Now let's talk about how can you actually raise your prices and charge more. Number one is look at who you are charging. If you believe your service is worth $3,500, but the niche you're targeting is broke and they can only afford $500, no matter how confident you are, no matter how skilled you are, you'll never be able to charge $3,500. So number one, you got to look at, am I targeting the right niche? Does my niche actually have money or are they broke? Right? That's number one. Number two is, again, if you're going to raise your price, your value has to raise with it as well. A lot of people, they just think that, oh yeah, raising prices, like, yeah, no, now I charge this much. No. At the end of the day, it has to be a win-win situation, right? I look at pricing as like a little Venn diagram, right? On one side, you have what you're willing to take, and the other side, they have what they're willing to pay, and the middle is a sweet spot, is what the price you're going to agree on. It's not just about charging that amount and raising your prices. It's also making sure that, the value matches the price you're charging, right? Because at the end of the day, if it's not a win-win situation, it's not going to work long-term. And if you guys know anything about how I work, I only work on win-win situations. Like the rev share deals I was talking about, right? They might have started off as win-win situation when I first said, hey, listen, you don't pay me anything, only pay me a percentage of what I make you. It was a win-win situation then. But then when I'm crushing it for them, it becomes a win-lose because yes, I'm getting these fat checks, but also I'm really cutting into the profit margin. Now it became a win-lose, and there's a reason that didn't work out is because I'm winning and they're losing. For any sustainable long-term agency partnerships, client relationship to work, it has to be a win-win situation. Again, make sure you're charging the right people and you're targeting the right niche. Make sure your value is there as well. I honestly think you guys need to go out there and look at what other businesses are charging and realize, you're a small fish. There are guys out there doing the exact same thing as you, getting maybe even less results, and they're just charging more. It always goes back to the confidence, like I was saying before. And man, some of these marketing agencies that are corporate, they have like $300K a month type deals. So like you trying to think that, $3,500 is a lot, and it's not even true. It's really not that lot. And a lot of people just just chase money. So they just undermine what they can charge, and like, you know, like they don't really think like a business owner. They're just okay with just taking money. They just want to sign clients, so they're very needy about it. It's just not how it works. Like, you got to understand, the skill that we have is very valuable. We can go into a business and change their whole business. We can do more for a business owner than a business owner can do for us at the end of the day, right? So that's why, like, you want to value your service, you want to price it accordingly, and you want to charge people that can actually afford what you're selling. Anything else is not going to work out. And that's pretty much it, guys. You know, if you want to charge a certain amount, you got to make sure your confidence and skill levels are there. You got to decide what kind of, you know, pricing you want to stick to. I always recommend doing retainers, rev shares, worst case scenario, and taking these one-time deals just to build up cash flow. And also, to raise your prices as well, you need to target the right people, and the value has to be there. If it's not a win-win situation, it'll never work out. But that is pretty much it, guys. Like, you know, I don't have much to say. I think I've said everything I know about pricing. For you guys, again, I would even watch Hermosi's videos on pricing and how to raise your prices. I think everyone should be charging higher for their service, understanding that, the skill that you have and the service that you have is actually very valuable and can turn a whole business around, right? So I never undermine my skill, and I never undermine how valuable I am to a business. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, please comment pricing, right? I just want to see who actually watched it till the end. I did launch my mastermind recently. We are making it more affordable. And what we're also doing is actually helping you pay for the mastermind by cutting your software cost and replacing it with our software. So if you join our mastermind, you get our software, right? So if you're paying for Calendly, if you're paying for different CRMs, if you're paying for landing pages, we'll cut that cost for you and use that cost towards our mastermind fee and give you software that will just replace that system for you and help you manage it. Go ahead, guys. I'll put the link below to our mastermind. I also started my one-on-one. If you are doing around 5K a month and you want to scale past 20K a month, I do one-on-one, but that is, you know, you do need a budget for that, and that is for existing email agency and copywriter owners. So yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.